I'm very good at this game. The anticipation. Oh, I have quite a few books that I want to read in February. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, hi and welcome. My name is Shuba and I love to read books. I've been trying to find fun ways to gamify my physical TBR. I came up with this idea that might be a little bit outside of the box, but I think it's gonna still be really fun. I am going to be using Jenga to help me choose the books to read that are on my physical TBR. On my physical TBR, I have 65 books, and that includes standalones and series. Each Jenga block is going to have the name of the book or the name of the series, so I can always reuse that same block rather than saying Magnolia Parks and then Daisy Hates. I'm just going to put Magnolia Parks Universe so I can reuse that block as needed. And there's a lot of books in the Expanse series as well that would just take up too many blocks. Jenga has 54 hardwood blocks. Each block is going to get a book. Some blocks are probably going to overlap and I'll have 2 books on that block. So that means I can pick and choose which book if that block gets selected. If you've never played Jenga before, it's really easy and really fun. You stack your blocks up as is, and then one at a time you pull the blocks from the middle or the bottom and then stack them up at the top to see how high you can go. How the game ends is if you pull a block and it crashes the entire Jenga set. When I play this game, the block that I pull that crashes Jenga is going to be the book that I read. My hope for Jenga is that I can use this for TBR videos if I do choose to film them, because it makes it more fun. It gamifies the experience, and I think that's what I need if I want to film a TBR video. Also, I think it'll be really fun for filming any vlogs that I have in the future as well. This not only opens up to mood reading, but also gives me a chance to focus on finishing up my TBR. That is how Jenga is going to work, and now we're gonna go build our Jenga set and write down all of the books that I own on each piece. We have all of our Jenga pieces. Let's put our tower together and then play a round and see what book gets picked for February. I haven't played Jenga in so long. I'm pretty sure it's just 3 by 3. So that's just what we're gonna do since it's been a minute. Also, it's my game of Jenga. I make the rules up. Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. I need some good luck sustenance. Here we go. I'm pretty sure the strategy behind this is to pick stuff in the middle, but I'm not positive. Ugh. Oh no. I goofed up already. I can see it tilting. I know technically whatever you touch is what you're supposed to play, but I don't trust myself. I'm not confident enough for that. if I go this way? Nice. Nice. Blood Meridian, Cormac McCarthy, nice. Ooh, got some Mowgli eye booger on that. Gross. Oh no, I think it's gonna fall. I'm gonna move my coffee out of the way. What do I do? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my goodness. I'm very good at this game. The anticipation, oh. Never mess with the base. Don't mess with the base. Foundation is key. I wonder if there's a rule on how high you can pull from once you stack it. Oh no, oh no. Oh yes. Okay, something's gotta give. Shoot, I have to do that one now. I've been touching it. Sorry, Mowgli. I think it was this one. Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. That was so much fun. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be great. Sorry, Mowgli. I know, sorry, Mowgli. I'm gonna go get the other books that I'm going to be reading in the month of February, and then we'll talk about my full TBR for February. For someone who's like, I don't wanna make TBR videos, I wanna mood read, I don't wanna have a strict TBR, I have quite a few books that I wanna read in February. I have 8 books that I want to read in the month of February. Let's talk about each book. The first 2 books I'm going to talk about are actually rereads for me. We have Legendborn and Bloodmarked by Tracy Deonn. These are the first 2 books in the Legendborn cycle. It's a YA fantasy series. What I love about the series is that it doesn't read YA. And I can say that because I don't normally like reading YA stories in general. This is a story about our main character. Her name is Bree. Her mom passed away a few months ago, and so we're reading about her grief and her recent attendance to University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, for this early education for gifted individuals program that she decides to attend with her best friend Alice. Once they get there, Bree witnesses a demon sucking energies out of humans, and at that point she's really confused because no one else can see what's going on. And then she gets involved with the secret society called the Legendborn Society, and they actually fight these demons and try to get rid of them. While she's learning a little bit more about Legendborn, she also finds out that she has magical abilities of her own, and that all of this could be a reason as to why her mom passed away. And now she's trying to put all the pieces together, why she has magic, how is her mom involved, what are these demons, can the Legendborn Society truly be trusted? I loved reading from Bree's perspective. I think that she's such a smart individual for being a teenager. She goes through some really difficult things in this story, and I'm just really excited to get back into this world. Tracy Deonn's writing style is impeccable. What I really like about Tracy Deon's writing style is that she really makes me feel immersed into the storyline. I don't normally like urban fantasy, but I can say that this is an urban fantasy that I think everyone should read. If you are at a low from reading Onyx Storm and wondering what you should do with your life next, definitely pick these books up. I am so excited to add this to my rereads for the month of February. I'll be listening to the audiobooks for both of these in preparation for Oathbound, which is the third book, and it comes out in March. The next book that I plan on starting, emphasis on the starting, is A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. This is a book that I've been putting on the back burner for way too long because I just seem so intimidated by the story. I know that this is not a story that you can really binge, or at least I know that I'm not going to want to binge, which is why I want to take my time. And maybe this is going to be a book that I read a chapter or two a day. I want to slow down with this reading process because there's a lot of triggers in this story that I want to be mindful of. This is a story about 4 college students and their life in New York City. It's a story about friendship and ambition and fame and fortune. This story also has some really difficult topics in it, such as addiction and a lot of childhood trauma. This is a story that a lot of people recommend, but always add caveats to it. I know that this is a book that I will cry over. I've seen a lot of reactions towards this story, and I just want to be able to appreciate it for what it is. The back says, utterly gripping, wonderfully romantic, and sometimes harrowing, A Little Life kept me reading late into the night, night after night by Edmund White. This is just going to be a character-driven story that I think is going to break my heart. I am very excited for this next book. It is Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wong. This is actually my February book club's pick. For my Fable book club, we read books. Link is down below if you want to join and read along with us. This is a highly, highly well-rated story, and I really just want to be a part of the hype. I think that this is going to be a dark academia story about our main character. Her name is Siona. She has always studied magic, fueled to achieve the impossible, to be the first woman ever admitted to the high magistracy at the University of Magics and Industry. I wonder what year this story is going to take place in. I'm not sure. When Siona finally passes the qualifying exam and becomes a high mage, she finds her challenges have just begun. Her new colleagues are determined to make her feel unwelcome, and instead of a qualified lab assistant, they give her a janitor. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna stop reading right there. I know that this is a fantasy story, but based on what I just read, I think that it's going to be very relevant with what's happening in our society today and how women are treated. And I can't wait to read this book. Like I mentioned, if you want to read along, join my book club. We read books on Fable. Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. It is about time that I pick this book up and I join the train. I am so excited to read this first book in the original trilogy. I think it's just called Mistborn. I don't know anything about this book other than the fact that everyone loves this trilogy, and it's the first trilogy to read before you continue on with his universe. It just says, the mists rule the night, the Lord ruler owns the world. Once a hero arose to save the world, he failed. Ever since the world has been wasted of ash and mist, controlled by the immortal emperor known as Lord Ruler. But hope survived, a new uprising is formed, one built around the ultimate caper, the cunning of a brilliant criminal mastermind, and the determination of an unlikely heroine, a street urchin who must learn to master the power of a Mistborn. Really doesn't say much based on what I just read, and that might be a good thing. I want to go in knowing as little as possible, but I can't wait to finally start this book. This is the only book that I own by Brandon Sanderson, so we'll see if I enjoy and if this is worth the hype and I can continue with the series. I forgot to mention, I am buddy reading this with my friend Chelsea from Libraries and Lattes. Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. This is the book that Jenga had selected, or I guess I selected while playing Jenga because that's how I lost. And I am excited. I've never read anything by Cassandra Clare, but I've heard that this book is very, very good. Apparently I'm reading a lot of fantasy in February, which I'm not mad about. I feel like I'm hungover from finishing up Onyx Storm. I will be uploading a YouTube video next Friday or sometime next week with my full reactions and spoilers. I can't stop thinking about it, but I'm still not sure if I liked it a lot. I am still ruminating on how I feel. Let's talk about Swordcatcher though. I don't know much about this book. Sounds like this is the first book in a series. I believe the second one is coming out this year. In a vibrant city-state of Castellane, the richest of nobles and the most debauched of criminals have one thing in common: the constant search for wealth, power, and the next hedonistic thrill. Kel is an orphan stolen from the life he knew to become the Swordcatcher, the body double of a royal heir, Prince Connor Aurelian. Lynn Castor is one of the Ashkar, a small community whose members still possess magical abilities. By law, they must live behind the walls within the city, but Lynn, a physician, ventures out to tend the sick and the dying of Castellane. After a failed assassination attempt brings Lynn and Kel together, they are drawn into a web of mysterious Ragpicker King, the criminal ruler of Castellane's underworld, who offers them each what they want the most. I'm stopping there. That sounds really good. I'm very excited for Swordcatcher. See, it's like, I like mood reading and I want to read books that I want to read, but also, for some reason, having Jenga choose this book, I'm now excited to pick it up and read it. And I've had this book for maybe 6 months. Homeseeking by Carissa Chen. Fun fact, Rainy Day Books had an author event where Carissa Chen came to Rainy Day Books and I got to see her speak, and she signed the copy and wrote me a little note. The note says, "For Shuba, may you always find home, something near your heart." Can't read her handwriting. Homeseeking is probably going to be one of the first books that I read in February because book club for this book is the second Monday of February. I would say this is a historical fiction meets romance story. It's a story about Hai Wen and Suchi, who have been in love with each other for 60 years, and they meet up with each other at the ends of their life. And so we follow them from childhood, from 60 years ago up until now. This story is about how they've met throughout their times in their lives, from New York to California to Hong Kong to Taiwan. And it's just going to be a epic and intimate story of family, sacrifice, loyalty, and the power of love to endure beyond distance, beyond time. I think this book is going to be very heartbreaking, but I love that this is going to be a historical fiction story as well. I don't read enough of historical fiction, but every time that I do pick up a historical fiction, I tend to really enjoy it. And I think that adding the element of love into the story is going to make it even more beautiful. I'm really looking forward to this book because when Carissa Chen came to speak about the story, she told us about all of the research that went into writing this book. So I think it's not only going to be really detailed, but written in a way that we can all appreciate it. All right, we're at the very last book that I plan on reading in February. It is The Favorites by Lane Fargo. I'm sure you've heard of this book already because it's blowing up everywhere. This was my January book club pick from Book of the Month. I'm not really sure what this story is about other than the fact that there's ice skating involved. It's a little bit of Daisy Jones meets Magnolia Park. It's just supposed to have a lot of drama in it, but it is a romance story, and I'm here for all of everything that I just said. Let's read the inside cover just a little bit. She might not have a famous name, funding, or family support, but Katrina Shaw has always known that she has been determined to become an Olympic skater. When she meets Heath Roca, a lonely kid stuck in the foster care system, their instant connection makes them a formidable duo on ice, clinging to, skating, and each other to escape from their turbulent lives. Kat and Heath go from childhood sweethearts to champion ice dancers, captivating the world with their scorching chemistry, rebellious style, and roller coaster relationship, until a shocking incident at the Olympic Games brings their partnership to a sudden end. And I'm gonna stop right there. That sounds like romance with drama, and I'm here for it. I am very excited for this book. It's very hyped, and I trust a lot of the people that have already picked this book up and finished it, and so they say I should read it. So I say, okay, I will. All right, friends, here are the 7 books I plan on reading in the month of February, and one book that I plan on starting in February. We'll see how the reading goes for A Little Life, but I'm very excited for all of the books that I have chosen for my TBR, non-TBR. Wow, that did not last very long, but we'll just see. I'll be creating TBR videos as I feel like creating TBR videos. Nothing should be forced with booktube. Nothing should be forced with reading. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you're reading in February. I would love to know. I will see you in another video. Have a great day. Bye.